teach you about types of air pollutants. There are several types of air pollutants, including primary air pollutants, secondary air pollutants, criteria air pollutants, and hazardous air pollutants. Primary air pollutants are substances that are released directly into the atmosphere in their unmodified forms in sufficient quantities to pose a health risk. They include carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, which are also known as volatile organic compounds, particulate matter, sulfur dioxide, and several oxides of nitrogen. Secondary air pollutants are primary air pollutants that have reacted with each other and sunlight to create new compounds. Secondary air pollutants are also formed when primary air pollutants react with substances that occur naturally. Criteria air pollutants are pollutants that cause smog, acid rain, and other health problems. Criteria air pollutants include carbon monoxide, particulate matter, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, lead, and ozone. Carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and lead are emitted directly. Ozone is created when oxides of nitrogen and volatile organic compounds react in the presence of sunlight. Particulate matter can be directly emitted or formed from reactions of other compounds. Carbon monoxide is produced from fossil fuels such as coal and oil, and other products such as wood and biomass are burned without enough oxygen. When burned with abundant oxygen, these substances form carbon dioxide. Automobiles are the largest source of carbon monoxide. 60% of carbon monoxide comes from on-the-road vehicles such as cars, buses, and semi-trucks. 25% comes from off-road vehicles such as ATVs. Other sources of carbon monoxide come from fires, power plants, industry, and manufacturing. Carbon monoxide is dangerous because it binds to hemoglobin, a protein in the blood that carries oxygen. When carbon monoxide is bound to hemoglobin, it is not available to carry oxygen throughout the body. Carbon monoxide does not linger. When there is plentiful oxygen, carbon monoxide forms carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas that is responsible for climate change. Particulate matter consists of tiny solid particles and liquid droplets that are dispersed throughout the atmosphere. Problems caused by particulates can range from reduced visibility to serious health problems. Particulates can irritate the respiratory passages and decrease lung volume. Sulfur dioxide is produced when sulfur-containing fossil fuels are burned. 70% of sulfur dioxide released comes from coal-burning power plants. The other 30% comes from industrial processes. Sulfur dioxide is dangerous because it irritates the respiratory system. Sulfur dioxide can also create acids that irritate lung tissue. Those acids are also involved in acid deposition. Nitrogen oxides are produced when fossil fuels are burned because nitrogen and oxygen bind together in high temperatures. The most common nitrogen oxides are nitrogen monoxide and nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen oxides are dangerous because they cause respiratory issues. They are also components in acid precipitation and photochemical smog. Nitrous oxide is also a greenhouse gas that contributes to climate change. 35% of nitrogen oxides are produced by vehicles. An additional 25% is produced by off-road vehicles. Another 20% of nitrogen oxides are produced from electricity generation. The primary source of lead used to be gasoline. The other main source was lead paints. Lead is dangerous because it is a neurotoxin and can cause kidney damage. Most countries no longer allow lead to be in gasoline or paint, so the amount of lead emitted to the atmosphere has significantly dropped. Volatile organic compounds are mostly composed of hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are typically released from the burning of fossil fuels. 44% of hydrocarbons come from internal combustion engines. Another 22% comes from solvents. VOCs are the main components of secondary air pollution. VOCs are also components of greenhouse gases that contribute to climate change. Another type of air pollutants are hazardous air pollutants. These pollutants are chemical compounds that can cause harm to human health or damage the environment. They include benzene, blues, and cleaners. The majority of these are released during industrial processes and manufacturing. In conclusion, there are many types of air pollution, including primary and secondary air pollutants. Many of these pollutants cause respiratory issues and contribute to climate change. The largest source of these pollutants are fossil fuels.